In this video, I'm going to give you a walkthrough and tour of my home recording studio and show you everything that I use to run my business and make music and make albums from top to bottom. So come check it out. Okay, so this is the view of when you first walk in the room. This is the first thing you see right here is the TV on the stand. You got guitars and stuff right there in the corner. Sound panels around the wall. Now this light and the light here, these lights are just up for me to record this video. They're usually not there, but these are sound panels here all the way around the wall. You can see I have those in different colors. I made those myself. Those are self-made sound panels. Of course, this is a bedroom, so you got a bed right there and a window, and then on around the wall, things on the wall, you got the LED lights up top. And then you have projects that I've done for, past clients and things like that. So that's a view all the way around the room. Of course, I have a lot more of those CD things. It's just I can't put them all up on the wall and have the room. So this is the workstation area. This is where everything happens. This is where the magic happens. So yeah, this is the chair I sit right here. All right, so let's get to some specifics. Now at the center of my workflow is my keyboard here, and this is the Korg Kronos 88 key keyboard, and this thing is a beast, man. Like, the sounds in it are amazing, the keys feel nice, everything is great about it. Oddly enough, I use it mostly as sort of a MIDI controller to play a lot of the MIDI instruments that I have and VSTs. Simply for efficiency, I like to save a lot of space, and then these VSTs nowadays are sounding great. But this is kind of the center of my workflow. I do most of the composing on this thing. I love the keyboard and it feels great. Now, as far as my interfaces go, one of my main interfaces is the Slate Digital VSR8 virtual analog system. Now, I'm sure you've heard about this thing. This thing is a beast, and if you have not heard about it, check it out. What this thing does, it allows you to model different microphones that are on the market, like high value microphones, like $30,000-$40,000 microphones. It allows you to model those. So, and that's just scratching the surface and telling you what this thing is about. But this is one of my interfaces. I only use it when I'm recording artists most of the time, and when I'm doing vocals and instruments for artists. I have another interface which I'll show you in a bit, but this thing is a workhorse. It sounds great. The preamps on it are great. It has 8 inputs on the back, all XLR or TSR, whichever one you want to use. And it's just a really good interface. So this is one of my main interfaces. Now, next to my VSR8 interface, I have my control surface. And this is the Behringer X Touch control surface. This thing is pretty cool. It's when you want to have some tactile feel to, mixing and mastering and all of that. It has the motorized faders on it. So let me show you that. I'll move some of the control faders so you can see that I'm moving that around in my DAW. Yeah, so it has the motorized faders. It has all of the knobs, the pan knobs here and stuff that you can control various parameters in your DAW. Master fader here, you can control that. Plus it has 8 faders here, and these bank over, so it becomes 1 through 8, and then 9 through 16, all the way up to 24 tracks. So you can pretty much control your whole mix. It has all of the buttons and knobs here to control various things in your DAW that I won't get into. But this is simply what I use for mixing and mastering when I want to have some sort of, tactile feel, and I'm, doing gain staging and making levels and all of that kind of stuff. So that's the control surface. And next are my monitors. These are the KRK Rockit 6 monitors. And you've seen these things before with the yellow cone in them. They're really great speakers. They're solid. I've had them for 6 or 7 years now, and they've been my main speakers. Of course, I have 2 of them, so one on the left and then the other one on the right here. So that's what I'm using for my monitors. And I also have the KRK Sub too, which, let me show you that as well. So yeah, this is the KRK Sub that I have with my Rockit 6 monitors. And this thing is a beast, man. Like, it's built powerfully, like it's built strongly, but more importantly, like the bass that comes out of it is really nice and tight, and it's powerful. Like, if you read the reviews about it, everybody will tell you that. And the bass is so powerful, man. Like, I have it on like level 1. I think it goes up to like 10 or something like that, and I only have it on 1. And if you turn this thing up a little bit, I mean, it pounds, man. So the bass in it is nice. So it's really a great addition to the KRK Rockit 6 monitors. And this is my other interface down here. This is the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20, and it's a solid built interface, man. Like, the Focusrite line altogether are really great interfaces. This one in particular is really good, and a lot of producers use it because it has a lot of inputs and outputs on it. But it's a really good interface. So this is my main day-to-day interface. I use this just for my day-to-day needs when I'm recording something, you know, not specific, or just some demo type stuff, or when I'm listening to music out of my computer and stuff. My VSR8 is what I use when I'm, you know, recording some serious stuff, but this one is just my day-to-day interface. And what you have above that is, this is just a headphone amplifier. It's a headphone router. So it takes a headphone signal and sends, you know, up to 8 inputs or outputs out to that headphone. So you can have multiple headphone outputs. So if you have somebody in your studio, a full band that you're recording that everybody needs headphones on or something like that, that's what that's for. You can send out headphone mixes to everybody in the band. Now these are the other keyboards that I have over here, starting up top with the Korg R3. This is a vocoder keyboard, and this is just stuff for like cool synth sounds that I use. You can plug a microphone in right here to, you know, have your voice turn into a synth, and then you can control it with the keys. Has some really nice bass sounds and stuff on here. I don't really use this that much anymore because you can pretty much get this stuff inside of VST now. So like, that's what I have on top. Now below that is a MIDI controller, and this is the Komplete Kontrol S49 by Native Instruments. I got this thing literally the first day it came out, and it's a really cool MIDI controller, especially if you have Native Instruments Complete, or any of the Native Instruments Complete, or in the Complete line. It has the screen on here where it displays all of those instruments and you can navigate through them and all of that. For me and my purposes though, I find that I just generally like using a mouse better than, you know, trying to navigate it with this keyboard. But nevertheless, this is a cool controller. The keys on it feel great and everything, and it has a lot of parameters and that you can control things on. Now below that is another MIDI controller, and this is the Akai MPK. Let me see if I can show you that name. Let me move this out of the way. And see, that's the Akai MPK 61. You can see that barely, but yeah, this is a MIDI controller. I don't really like it that much. This thing is pretty much brand new. Like, I got it about 5 years ago, and I haven't even really used it because this, you can tell this keyboard is not really made for piano players. It's made for producers who like to kind of bang out stuff, because the keys on here are very like stiff. Even like 5 years later, they're kind of stiff. Granted, I haven't used it that much, so it may break in after you use it for a while. But, you know, outside of that, I don't really like it that much. And it's a decent controller for producers and stuff like that. It has the pads that you can play drums and stuff on. It has all of the faders that you can control stuff from your DAW and all of that. But the keys and all of that kind of stuff just is kind of a turn off for me. So I don't really use it that much. So, but nevertheless, it's still a great controller. So if you're thinking about getting like an MPK 61, it's a really good controller to have. Now, another instrument I keep seated next to me is my bass guitar. And this is one of 4 basses. I have 4 total basses, but this one is my favorite one. This is a Tobias 5-string Killer B bass. And if you know anything about Tobias basses, you know about the tone that comes out of these things. They're just amazing. Like, I love this bass. It's a 5-string. I get all of the tone I need out of it when I'm recording and when I'm on gigs. So yeah, I keep this next to me just for practicing purposes and for recording purposes. Now, as far as headphones, I'm using the Sennheiser HD650s, and these things are workhorses, man. Like, if you know about headphones, you know anything about headphones, these particular headphones are classic. They've been around for a while. They're, you know, they've been used in studios, you know, since forever. They're reliable, they're dependable. The sound of it is pretty flat, so they're really great for mixing when you have to mix and listen in headphones and mastering and all of that. But these are my main headphone sources. I even use them when I'm just like listening to music in my headphones and things like that. But I love them. I've had them for about 7 years now, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. So these are my main headphones. Now, this is inside my vocal booth / closet. And if you have a home studio, you know how this works. Basically, you take a closet and you turn that into your vocal recording booth. So anyway, this is the microphone that I use mostly. This is the Slate digital microphone, the ML1. It goes with the VSR8 recording system, and that's a whole ecosystem. So if you don't know about that, check it out. But this microphone is a beast. Like, I love it. It can model, you know, $30,000, $40,000 microphones. So it's a beast. Now, this windscreen that I have, this is a blue microphone windscreen. I had this because I have a blue microphone. I have the Blue Baby bottle. I use that sometimes to record like acoustic guitars and stuff like that, and vocals too, just depending on what I'm looking for. But most of the time I'm using this. But this is why I have the blue windscreen here, and I love these metal windscreens better than the ones that come with the little sheen stuff on the inside of them. These work a whole lot better for killing, plosives and things like that in your vocal mic. And these are the other headphones I use. These are the Bose Quietcomfort headphones, and I use these for vocalists to hear when they're recording their vocals. These headphones are great. They're just really, really comfortable, and you can wear them for hours without them being uncomfortable. So they're really good for vocalists when they come into the studio to kind of help them stay comfortable with what they're doing. I love these headphones. They feel really great on the ear, but this is my second pair of headphones. Now, as far as computer and hardware and stuff like that I'm using, this is my main computer here. I have two computers. This is one, and then this one is another one here. I don't use that one at all much anymore. This one is a newer one, and both of them are self-built computers, and I have pretty decent specs in it. This one is a computer. It has an i7 processor. I have all solid state drives. My C drive is a terabyte solid state. All my drives here are solid state. These are external drives. I have 7 drives total. And then, I have one here, 2, 3, then another one there, 4. I'm dropping this stuff. So that's 4. And then I have another one down here that's hooked to this cable. And then I have 2 inside. So all of them are solid state. i7 processor. I have 16 gigs of RAM. So I have pretty good speed and, everything that I need. I also have 2 computers. This one is another computer. It's a self-built computer too. It has similar specs, but I don't use it much anymore. I kind of upgraded some stuff, got a new case, and this is the newer one. So yeah, the machine is not too bad. Now the monitors I'm using here are the Samsung curved monitors, and both of these monitors are 27 inches. So they curve around. They're really cool. I love these monitors. Let me show you from the back, and you can see the curve in them from the back. So if you take a look here and take a look over top, so you can see the curve in them right there. And this is the first monitor here, and then that's the second one over there. So I have 2 of those, but those are the monitors that I use, and they give you just this really immersive experience when you're watching them. So I love them. Now, as far as software, I'm using Cubase. I'm a Cubase user. I've been using Cubase since Cubase 4, and we're now on Cubase 10.5. So this is Cubase 10.5. I pretty much upgrade it every year when they come out with the upgrade. But this is my DAW of choice. I've had Pro Tools, I've had Ableton Live. I just prefer Cubase. I actually uninstalled those other 2 and other DAWs that I had. I really don't prefer them. This is my DAW of choice. It's just clean. I like the interface, and I'm used to using it. And as far as like instruments and VST instruments and stuff like that, I have pretty much everything you can imagine. Like I have all of the Spectrasonic stuff. I have Keyscape, I have Trillion, I have Omnisphere. I got the Native Instruments stuff. I have Native Instruments, the Complete Ultimate. So I literally have everything Native Instruments has to offer. So all of the contact stuff, all of that. Just a bunch of other stuff. Superior Drummer 3, which is pretty much the best drum library that's out right now. Bunch of other things, plugins. I have plugins galore. I have pretty much all of the Wave stuff, the SSLs, all of that stuff. I have a subscription to the Slate Digital Pack, so I have everything that Slate Digital has to offer. I have all of the Fab Filter stuff, the EQs and the compressors and the reverb, all that stuff. I have all of the Sound Toy stuff, the Echo Boy, Filter Freak, Alter Boy, all of that stuff from Sound Toys and Wave stuff. I mean, everything. I pretty much have a pretty good library of all of plugins and VST instruments and stuff like that. So that is all of the software and VST instruments and plugins and things that I'm using. So I have several other components to my studio, but what you've seen here is pretty much the nutshell of it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell and give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video.